Senator Sanders.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Welcome, Mr. Bisignano. Mr. Bisignano, in your opening remarks, you mentioned that last year the Inspector General reported that the error rate in Social Security was less than 1%, and it was an error rate that you wanted to improve upon. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. But in his State of the Union address, listened to by millions and millions of Americans, President Trump suggested that, quote, millions and millions, end of quote, of Social Security checks are going out to people who are between the ages of 140 and 360 years old. Millions and millions of checks. You've just acknowledged what is true, is that the error rate in Social Security is less than 1%, 99 point whatever of the people who get their checks paid into the system and deserve those checks. So what I want to ask you is, do you think that President Trump was just expressing an outrageous lie, which I happen to believe, trying to undermine Social Security, or was he just grossly uninformed about the reality?
I think what the president was representing, which further was represented again and proven to be accurate, is that there were millions of Social Security records that did not have people deceased.
Let's not play with words. What you have just acknowledged is that in 2024, the Social Security Administration paid out over 99 point whatever percent to people eligible. The error rate was less than 1%. Millions and millions and millions of people, 200 or 300 years of age, did not get checks. Is that true?
What I represented was that a 1% error rate in a mission-critical function like Social Security is way too high.
I agree
and
with you. Excuse me, I don't have much time. Sorry.
Sorry.
President said millions and millions of people. You're saying, and you're right, less than 1%. You want to improve it? You're right. Let's do it. President was lying. And what he was trying to do was undermine the foundations of Social Security by saying the system is out of control. All right, my next question is, Senator Daines made a good point. You call up Social Security today, it's a disaster. Why, if right now it is hard for people to get through in Vermont and all over this country, why do you think the Social Security Administration is now closing down offices and laying off 7,000 employees? And we have heard from Mr. Dudek that he wants to cut up to half of Social Security's workforce. When the department is now understaffed, people can't get through. Do you think it makes sense to lay off half the staff?
First and foremost, I'm not there, sir.
Just answer the question, please. Do you think it makes sense? I know you're not there. Do you think it makes sense to lay off half of the staff when right now it is at a 50-year low in terms of staffing?
Well, I don't know where Mr. Dudek gets his information from, and I don't communicate with Mr. Dudek.
I'll just ask you. I mean, I think what Mr. Senator Daines said was right. Tough to get through right now. I think common sense would suggest that when it's bad now, you don't lay off half your staff. Would you agree with me?
I believe that we can drive efficiency for the rest of our life.
Right.
I also understand that it takes 20+ minutes to answer the phone.
On a good day.
Right. Well, that's the average published, right? It's not how I would report the numbers because I think...
All right, but all that I'm asking, when you have a system that is not working now, do you think it's a great idea to lay off half of the employees?
I don't know if... do I think it's a great idea to lay off half of the employees when a system doesn't work? I think the answer is probably no.
Okay. All right, now I want to ask you another question, more philosophical, if you like. I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, and you made $100 million recently in compensation in a given year. All right, my question is not to deal with that per se, but right now we have 22% of seniors are trying to survive on less than $15,000 a year. A lot of people, older people, living in desperation in America. Some of us want to expand Social Security benefits because we think People should not be living on $15,000 a year. We're concerned about the solvency of Social Security. We want to extend it beyond where it is right now. Do you agree with me that it does not make sense for somebody like yourself who makes $100 million a year in compensation to be paying the same amount into Social Security as somebody who makes $176,000? Or would you work with me to raise that cap so more money can come into the system?
I know there's an actuarial function in the area. I know it's analytics. I'm a fact-based, rule-based person. I'm happy to study anything and work side by side with you, sir.
All right, all that I ask, in general right now, the system is stressed
I'm sorry?
financially.
I'm sorry?
The system is stressed now financially. We want to increase the solvency and increase the benefits. Is it a good idea to remove the cap, which is now at, I think, $174,000, so that wealthy people contribute more into the system?
I don't think that's the commissioner's job at all, sir. I think the commissioner's job is to run the agency right. I'm happy to provide all the information you want, and I'm happy to be a partner in solving every problem.
Okay, thank you very much.